The human story is built by those compelled to create, those willing to be misunderstood, the ones who defy the limits. What if visionaries had a technology that could do more than respond? What if it could make decisions and deliver beyond imagination? What if it could give scientists the power of 1,000 labs? Or grow an entire workforce by deepening human collaboration? Or equip engineers with the tools to venture beyond the beyond at light speed? This is Agentic AI. The story is now yours to build. What will you reinvent?
Please welcome the Vice President of Agentic AI at AWS, Dr. Swami Sivasubramanian.
All right. Hello, everyone. And for my kids who are staying back in school just to watch me, hi, Anika, hi, Ananta, but now go back to school. Okay. All right. What an incredible journey re:Invent has been so far. I'm excited to share what we have in store for you today. But now, let's try something different. I want you to close your eyes for a moment. I want you to think back to the time you first successfully built your first program. Do you remember that sense of accomplishment and freedom? That you can create anything you want. That exhilarating feeling that you just unlocked a whole new world of possibilities. Now, open your eyes. For me, it was when I first wrote a program for a scientific calculator back in early days of my high school. You might be wondering, like, what a bizarre choice. Why did you pick that? It's because I didn't have a scientific calculator. I had a simple kind. But then it took me a few tries before I got it right, as I didn't have a computer in my home when I was growing up. And my high school had one computer that all of us shared. So I got access to it like 10 to 20 minutes a week. So I had to type fast whenever I got access to it and then try. And of course, I didn't get it right the first time because I didn't get all the corner cases of string parsing and various things right. But then when I finally got it right, I was so proud that I built something I didn't have before. Suddenly, the kid in me felt that I could solve extremely hard problems and build things I didn't have. Finally, I was free to imagine and create. Today, builders around the world are experiencing that same sense of freedom with the help of AI agents. But what makes this moment special and a game changer in the tech industry, in the history of tech, are two things. First, who can build is rapidly changing. We are no longer constrained by the familiarity of the syntax of language or having to remember hundreds of API calls and parameters and whatnot. Second, how quickly you can build is also changing. What used to take years now or months, what used to take months are now weeks, if not days. We are living in times of great change. For the first time in history, we can describe what we want to accomplish in natural language, and agents generate the plan. They write the code, call the necessary tools, and execute the complete solution. Agents give you the freedom to build without limits, accelerating how quickly you can go from idea to impact in a big way. Take, for example, ocean cleanup. That's tackling a really important planet-wide problem by removing plastic debris from our oceans and rivers. They are harnessing the power of AI to protect marine life and ecosystems, while also preventing microplastics from entering our food chain. Their AI system is able to optimize plastic detection models, predict debris movement patterns, and maximize the efficiency of their cleanup operations so that they can operate in the most impactful locations around the globe. Or the Allen Institute, that's developing an advanced neural net model for analyzing single-cell multimodal brain cell data in hopes to unlock groundbreaking new therapies. But the reality is, building and scaling these amazing agentic systems are harder than the problems they are trying to solve. So let's start by looking at the tools, protocols, and frameworks that make it easy for you to build reliable, accurate, and scalable agentic systems end-to-end. But first, let's take a look at what is an agent. Agents are those that can sense and interact with their digital environment, and they can convert high-level objectives into a series of executable steps. And they constantly learn and improve their efficiency over time. But many of you might be wondering, how is an agent different from a generative AI chatbot? Now, imagine that over the course of the last few days, the traffic to your website decreased by 40%. Now, if you were to ask a chatbot saying, like, why did my traffic go down? It would respond something similar to this, saying, like, that's really concerning. You should check your analytics to see which pages were affected, and of course, review any recent changes and look at your server logs and so forth. Really nice, helpful advice, but not at all useful. But then agent, on the other hand, will pull analytics data to identify affected pages. They query your deployment system for recent code changes. They scan the server error logs, and then once it identifies the issues, it will create a bug ticket with the problem and the affected code, and even provide a fix for the engineering team to review and deploy. In effect, the chatbot tells you what to investigate, whereas the agent investigates, diagnoses the problem, and initiates the solution. Today, agents are transforming industries, from software development to drug research, from precision agriculture to architectural design. Their ability to use and manipulate interfaces the same way we as humans do is fundamentally changing how we build applications, dramatically lowering the technical barriers to creating powerful, useful solutions. Now, at their core, every agent is built from three important components. The first is a model that serves as the brain of an agent, responsible for reasoning, planning, and execution. Second, the code that identifies or defines the agent's identity. It establishes its capabilities and guides through the decision-making process. And then the third is the tools. These are the things that bring agents to life, whether they are the backend APIs or access to knowledge base and databases, code interpreters, or web browsers that enable real-world action. The true power lies in how you orchestrate all these components together. Historically, wiring these AI components together was a really labor-intensive and brittle process. Yes, frameworks helped, but they still demanded deep expertise. Developers found themselves hard-coding complex decision trees. These are the intricate state machines with rigid predefined workflows for every conceivable scenario. This created mountains of boilerplate code that was not only difficult to maintain, but nearly impossible to adapt in a dynamic world. Because models couldn't reliably reason about the next step, developers had to manually orchestrate every single tool call and state transition. And when something unexpected happened, and it always did, agents would often fail. But then as models became more sophisticated and gained true reasoning capabilities, everything changed. When errors occurred or there was ambiguity, the model didn't just fail, it could reason through the alternatives. We didn't need static orchestration anymore. In this new world, we believed how you build agents should be really simple, where the agent autonomously plans its actions, they chain tool the all the tools creatively, and they adapt in real time to unexpected situations. And the developer simply defines these components, the model, the code, and the tools. This is what inspired our teams to build the Strands Agent SDK. As our teams started building agents for our own products, we took a step back to rethink what the Agent SDK of the future would look like. One that enables developers to create agents with minimal code. Strands embraces a model-driven approach where modern LLMs can autonomously handle any scenario an agent might face. This eliminates the need for all these predefined workflows and complex orchestration code, while also improving agent accuracy and code maintenance. And boy, Strands really delivered. We eliminated thousands of lines of code across our agentic systems while improving agent accuracy and code maintenance. Realizing its potential, we open sourced Strands so we could empower every developer to build their own agents. And since launching in preview in May, we have worked tirelessly with the community to add new features and capabilities. We have hundreds of community contributions to help add features, such as new model providers, A2A support, multi-agent hooks, so you can build more robust and extensible agents. And this week, today, we have added 2 new exciting capabilities. The first is support for TypeScript, extending Strands to one of the world's most popular programming language. And the second is support for edge devices. You should check out the cool robotics demo, where they are unlocking new agentic capabilities in automotive, gaming, and robotics, enabling autonomous AI agents to run at the edge. Developers across every industry now are loving the simplicity and extensibility of Strands Agent. So it's no surprise that in just a period of very few months, Strands has been downloaded more than 5 million times. And today, we live in a world where almost every developer is starting to experiment and build AI agents on their laptops. With all so much activity going on and so many proof of concepts are happening, now leaders are asking why, when they can see all these amazing agents running in production. The problem is that most experiments and proof of concepts are not designed to be production ready. We need to close this gap and break out of this proof of concept jail. The first thing you need to get to production faster is that you want the ability to rapidly deploy agents at scale. This means having the infrastructure that can rapidly go from 0 to thousands of concurrent sessions. And it's the ability to support all these long-running agents with the right session isolation that can stop sensitive data from being shared with other agents. Next, your agents must navigate massive amount of data and edge cases. To get to production, your agents need sophisticated memory systems that can manage context within conversation and interactions and remember user preferences across sessions. Then comes the challenge of identity and access management. Without proper security controls, agents can inadvertently access or expose sensitive data that they shouldn't. In production, you need rock-solid identity and access management to authenticate users and authorize which tools agents can access on their behalf and manage these credentials across AWS and third-party services. And then, of course, as you move to production, your agent is not going to live in isolation. It will be part of a wider system, one that can't fall apart if an integration breaks. So you need seamless tool connectivity that enable agents to securely integrate with APIs, databases, and services that your application needs. And finally, you need the ability to observe and quickly debug if issues arise, because you simply can't fix what you can't see. POCs are never designed with these requirements in mind. And most off-the-shelf solutions are not equipped to handle all these changes effectively. They are rigid and they lack modularity. So you end up building custom logic, duct taping all these solutions together, adding unnecessary complexity that turns your really cool prototype into a maintenance nightmare that slows down the innovation. That's why we built Amazon Bedrock Agent Core. It's the most advanced agentic platform to build, deploy, and operate agents securely at scale. It's like having a toolbox where every tool is built for the problems that you will deal with while building and operating agents. And people love it because it works with any agentic framework and any model, giving you the freedom to use the tools that works best for your use case. And it's modular so that you can mix and match using just the pieces you need for your solution. And Agent Code does the heavy lifting. So you can focus on what matters most, creating these breakthrough experiences that solve real-world business problems. Now, let me show you the difference this makes in practice. Take the example of identity and access management, one of the notorious time sinks that can derail any project. With Agent Core Identity, you get seamless identity access management across AWS apps and third-party apps like Slack and Zoom, all in just a few lines of code. Now, imagine building the same capability from scratch. Picture weeks of authentication flows, security protocols, API integration, endless edge cases. Which one would you rather write and maintain? The ease of agent building that comes from using Agent Core and Strands is already helping customers transform their business, like Cox Automotive. They have reinvented how they build and deploy agents across their entire organization. Now, let's see their story.
If you think about running a dealership or an auto manufacturer, those have back office processes. Oftentimes those are manual, they're cumbersome. At Cox Automotive, we are in hyperdrive, moving aggressively towards disruptive, positive value to change the game, change how you shop for a car, change how you sell a car, change how you service a car, and helping our customers level up their own operations in ways they never thought possible. We also took an internal use case with an agentic solution that we call FleetMate. So something that actually took 2 days per estimator, we got that down to less than 30 minutes per vehicle. AWS really shows up as a true partner. Agent Core has allowed us to be able to move fast, building agents, allowing agents to work with other agents. They are allowing us to be inside the product roadmap and help shape what we need in order to innovate at the speed that our customers are expecting us to. Bringing agents to life allowed us to work across our different areas of business and find opportunities where we could bring agentic thinking into a workflow and drive value. One of the most exciting things about our agentic story is seeing an engineer using tools like Agent Core, Strands, and Bedrock and building agentic solutions. Their mind gets blown. They can go from not knowing the tool, not knowing how to use it, and producing something in days, sometimes hours, things they never thought were possible. And that is super exciting to see.
Wow. It's exciting to see how Cox transformation is opening a world of possibilities. It's stories like these that fuel our innovation engine. And just yesterday, Matt unveiled 2 new capabilities that came directly from you in terms of feedback. Agent Core Policy that provides control over agent interactions and behavior while giving agents the freedom to reason and take the best action to fulfill a request so that you can build trusted agentic capabilities. And Agent Core Evals, which enables evaluating and testing agents in thousands of simulated scenarios before they meet your customers. So no longer do you have to cross your fingers and hope for the best when you launch an agent. But today, I want to explore something that gets to the heart of what makes agents truly intelligent: memory. Think about the experience at your favorite local restaurant. What made it exceptional? It's because they remembered you. They know your name, they know your seating preferences, and they know your favorite meal. In the agentic world, we have short-term memory handling, the immediate conversational flow, and long-term memory, capturing the insights across sessions. But something was missing: the when and the why behind user behavior. For example, picture this. You're rushing to catch a flight for work. As a solo traveler, I travel carry-on only, and I like to be the last one on the plane. That means my agentic travel agent books my ride to arrive 45 minutes before departure with all my TSA pre and clear and whatever else will come. I will do it with perfect timing. But then, fast forward 3 months. But this time, I'm wrangling a 4-year-old and a 10-year-old, plus enough luggage with my wife for a small army. My agent needs to remember the chaotic family trip from last summer. It needs to recognize the pattern and automatically book my ride to arrive at the airport at least 2 hours early. Because traveling with kids changes everything. So what you need is not just the memory of the past, but also the context of the current interaction. That's why we launched episodic memory, a new functionality with Agent Core long-term memory so that agents can remember and learn from the past experiences. This new feature gives the ability to build agents that truly understand user behavior, and they adapt automatically by recognizing patterns across similar situations, and they proactively offer solutions that work. It enables agents to store and recall specific experiences or interactions as discrete episodes, similar to how we remember particular events in our lives. The more your agents experience, the smarter they become. Now, let's look at how customers are unlocking the freedom to innovate with Agent Core. Heroku, who helps companies build and deploy apps in the cloud with their AI as a platform service, they use Agent Core to build Heroku Vibes, enabling anybody to build and run entire web apps using natural language. With Agent Core runtime, they were able to speed up their development velocity and went from proof of concept to launch in just 5 weeks. And the PGA Tour, a pioneer and innovation leader in sports, they have built a multi-agent content generation system to create articles for their digital platform. Their new solution, built on Agent Core, enables the PGA Tour to provide comprehensive coverage for every player in the field by increasing content writing speed by 1,000%, while also achieving a 95% reduction in cost. And finally, Keynote, a next-gen cloud services company that helps companies build and scale their cloud journey. By rebuilding on Agent Core, Keynote deleted thousands of lines of custom orchestration code, routing and memory, and replaced it with a managed serverless agent platform that just works. Now they are shipping new integrations in days instead of weeks. And they cut their ops overhead by 70% and unlock new capabilities like 8-hour workflows and multi-turn agent reasoning that simply weren't possible on their custom-built system. Next, I would like to invite William Brennan, VP of Tech Transformation at Blue Origin, to explain how they are leveraging AWS for their AI-powered space exploration.